Hey, hey, hey. So we're going to talk about financial confidence today. And let's start by just mentioning that financial confidence doesn't come from making more money. All right. So stay tuned. Let's get into it. Hey, hey, hey. Welcome to Talk Tuesday. If you've been here before, welcome back. If it's your first time, Talk Tuesday is our weekly segment where we go over tips to help you enhance your finances. I'm Coach D, your financial coach, and I want to help you to reach and exceed, your financial goals without while enjoying life in the process. I'm sorry, I was reading comments while I'm trying to talk and I couldn't get it out. Let's do that over. It's Coach D, your financial coach, and I want to help you to reach and exceed your financial goals while still enjoying life in the process. Hey, 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 thank you guys for tuning in. Happy Tuesday. Welcome to the first Tuesday of the month. We are here in March. This month, we're focusing on building our confidence with our numbers. So each live will have something to do with our confidence and our finances. So, we're starting the first live of the month off with financial confidence, just talking about it, because a lot of people think that it comes from, your income. I make good money. I'm confident about my finances. And it doesn't come from that. It doesn't come from that. So just awareness is a great thing. Hope everyone's week's off to a great start. I'm happy to be here with you. And so let's get into it. And happy Women's Month. But yeah, so let's get into it. So confidence is, of course, not about making more money. So what we always think is like, I make more money, I'm confident about my money. Or sometimes we might feel confident, although it's not financial confidence, should I say that? Because, some people are very confident, even though they're not making, because they're making a lot of money. It could be, you're debt free. So you think, oh, I'm confident with my money, but that's not financial confidence either. That's wonderful. You're doing great, but that's not financial confidence. You're welcome. The same for having great credit or perfect credit. That's not financial confidence. That's just, wonderful. Something to be excited about, something to be proud about, but that's not financial confidence. Financial confidence is knowing your numbers and, having clarity around them, being able to say, hey, this is, what I have in my savings. This is how much debt I have. This is when my bill is due. Knowing the things you're confident, you know your stuff. That's financial confidence. So, you know, you're going to build your financial confidence by checking your bank account regularly, popping in like, okay, so let me log in, let me see, let me see what's going on, let me check it out. We should be doing that, more frequently than not. A lot of people don't want to look at it, and that's what's going to decrease your financial confidence. You're guessing, you're like, oh, I think I have because this much came in, this much came out, this is what I should have, and that's not going to give you the financial confidence that you need to make the best decisions with your finances. Knowing when your bills are due, that's the big one. That's going to help you with your financial confidence because you're going to, I have this much coming in, this much coming out. I got paid, this bill's due. I know when this bill comes out of my account, if it's on automatic pay, then you're aware. You have the confidence. Oh, I know this is going to come out. It's going to be no issues. It's not going to, you know, send my account to the negative, or it's not going to pull money that's supposed to go towards something else because I know my dates. I know when things are due. I know when things are coming out. Or you could be someone who you don't have your stuff on automatic pay. You go in and pay your things, just go and pay your bills each time. Your financial confidence would be making sure before you start paying your stuff that, okay, I have this much money, bills are this amount. I know it's going to work out. That's my confidence. Okay. So you're just facing your numbers. You're looking at your numbers. You're being aware. That's the confidence. I know what's going on with my stuff. So let me know in the comments. Do you think you have financial confidence? or will you be on your way to it very soon? Because sometimes we don't even realize, about financial confidence. We just think, a lot of people, they just don't want to look at their stuff. They assume, you know. So we're going to go over a couple, you know, scenarios as always, where I'm going to be showing examples of people who might not have strong financial confidence. So that these things I'm going to speak of, if that is you, then you can adjust so you can build your financial confidence. And that's what this month is all about, helping you to improve your financial confidence. Yes, wonderful. I was trying to talk and wait for the comment. It's a little delay, so I try to keep going as there's no break in my speaking, because while I'm waiting for you to respond, I don't want, when it does catch up to me, your comment, that then you're sitting in silence waiting on me and you're like, what's going on? So I try to keep talking. I sometimes have financial confidence. There are times I don't want to look at my bank account to see what I have left. Well, we're going to work on that this month. So I'm glad I picked that topic. We're going to work on that this month. I knew what you meant. Yes, because it's very important. That's a big start to that. It could, when you're not when you're, but like in my financial community, there are people who may not want to speak about their finances. That's because they don't have the financial confidence. And what I notice, when people join, they don't want to talk at first, and after a while, when they get comfortable and start hearing other people talking, and other people sharing, and other people, feeling good and having their financial confidence, it helps them to open up. It helps them to see that no, it's not just me. You know, other people are going through things as well, and we work with each other to grow. So I like that. I love that you had the financial confidence to say it and not feel away. So I'm proud of you. All right, so let's go over a couple scenarios that might show, you possibly don't have financial confidence. So then it could be, you're waiting until payday to look at your balances. So you don't have the financial confidence to know. You're thinking it could be in the negative. I don't want to see it in the negative. I'm going to wait till I get paid, so that way, if it isn't a negative, my paycheck will hit, which will, you know, definitely have my account in the positive, and I don't have to see that. But rip that band-aid off, look at it before the payday, because you maybe could avoid a fee or something like that. And I don't want to always say a fee like someone always doesn't have money, but it's not that you don't have money, but your money could be in a different space. It could be in a different place. You could have money here, money here. So, you need money over here for these bills, but it's actually over here. So it's not in that you don't have a lot of money. It could very well be you have so many different bank accounts that your money is just not where it's supposed to be for a specific bill that's going to be coming out. Right? Okay. All right. Another type of, or another instance where you might not show financial confidence would be, not fully knowing your numbers and you're rounding it. So you could be saying like, I think I have like $200 left. Where'd you pull that from? In your mind, you are thinking of the numbers and you're saying I had, 1,000 in there, and I think I spent about 800. So I have about 200. So you don't really know, you're guessing, you're rounding, you're just picking a number that, kind of fits. But what if you had 100 instead of 200? Not really knowing, having the financial confidence to just peek and look and see what you have going on could save you, because maybe you're going to, spend some money and you think you have 200, but you really have the 100. So if that's something you do when you're rounding the numbers, that could be something. You could be saying, let me see the comments. Hold on one second. I do play with my numbers sometimes. Don't do that. Don't do that. But we all do it. We all do it. Coach D is not perfect. And Coach D, if you've been around for a while, you know where I started, how I started with my credit card debt. So, you know, we've all done it, or possibly will do it, but that's my desire, to help and prevent people from doing what I did, or if they are doing it, to stop them before they get too far gone. You're getting better. Wonderful. I love to hear it. I love to hear it. Yes. So, if you're someone who you're going to when you go to the store or when you go to the restaurant, I'm gonna say restaurant, and you're like, I think I'm okay. As far as paying for something, maybe someone might say, I got you. I'll take care of that. You say, I think I got it. You know, you think you got it. You think you're okay. You don't know. Be confident. Find your financial confidence. Know your stuff so you know when I go to slide my card, whether it's at the restaurant, it's at the grocery store, at the mall, wherever it is, wherever I slide it, I know it's going to go through. We don't want to be surprised and we slide our card and someone has to tell us it declined. You don't want to hear that. And really, people aren't going to whisper it. Some people are going to be so rude and so loud and share it to someone else. Your card declined or your card didn't work. Like, that's so rude. And it could be, again, it might not be that you don't have the funds, it's the funds could be in a different account. Because I'm guilty of that happened to me before. I'm like, I was embarrassed. I'm like, oh my shoot, oh my goodness. They're like, your card didn't go through. So I'm like, what? So then I go look. I had to move money over. I did not have the financial confidence that day. I didn't look. I should have looked before I went up there to slide my card. I should have, been mindful of what I was getting ready to, spend money on. And, of course, when you buy things, you should be looking at your tickets. You should be looking at um, not only your tickets, but like when you go to the store, how much something costs, if you're somewhere else at the grocery store, how much the item is, if there's a sale, if there's a discount, you should be definitely figuring out where you're at, what's going on. You can use your phone. If you have your phone, use your calculator when you're going through the grocery store. You could be putting that stuff in your calculator, literally. This item's $4.99. When you go to the next item, this item is $1.49. When you go to the next item, this item is such and such, whatever it is. So then you have an idea of how much you're spending as you're moving along. When you get close to your budget for wherever you're at, you can stop right there and don't leave a little space because you have the taxes that you need to be, concerned about. And then if you have coupons that you might need to reach, like some stores will go to, it might say, you'll have this coupon if you spend over $25. So you definitely want to be mindful of how much you're spending. Did you reach that $25? Because if you're going to spend 20 when you could spend 25 and get the $5 off and get something extra, like it, be able to use coupons. Coupons are wonderful. Coupons, go in. I'm trying to think where I was at, and I had a $4 coupon, a $5 coupon, and I'm here goes this coupon, here goes this coupon. Oh no, I'm saving where I can for sure. You know, but yeah. So those were a few scenarios about having financial confidence, and we want to just be aware that financial confidence doesn't come from your income; it comes from being aware, having that awareness to know what's going on with your finances so you're able to do things. You're not shocked. No one's surprising you, letting you know that your card didn't work, or nobody's surprising you that, a bill you had on auto pay didn't go through. And just those things, save yourself that by actually having the financial confidence to, hey, I'm going to log in and look at my account. I would say for this month, I challenge you to look at your account. If you're someone who you don't look at it at all, start with looking at your account at least once a week. If you're someone who already looks at it, try to look more than once a week and look in detail. Okay, so this is what came out. This is, what's pending to come out. If you're paying your bills, okay, this I know. Get more familiar with your finances. Don't be afraid to look at it. A lot of times we hold ourselves back just because we don't want to look at it. It's like, I don't want to see that, but just look at it. Look at it. It is to your benefit. Okay. All right. So I want to leave you, of course. Now I've been leaving you with questions to think about after the live. So if not after the live, definitely this week, I want you to think about, what number with my finances do I avoid the most? What might that be? Is it your bank account? Is it your savings? Is it your debt? Is it your credit? Is it your paycheck? Maybe you got a lot of things coming out. Like, oh, I don't see that thing. Could it be a particular bill? But just think about it. What is a number that you avoid the most? You should know. Well, not you should know. You will know what that number is. But I want you to just think about that. And another question you could ask yourself, how do I feel when I look at my money? And that's very important for you to understand that, because that could be a reason that you're not looking at it. You don't feel good, or you feel sad, or you feel scared, or you're like, oh my gosh, like I have the app right here, but I can't open it up. So that's important, because, realizing and understanding those feelings will help you get past that, because once you start to get past that, you won't have those feelings anymore, and you can just look. So just think about that. What number do you avoid the most, and how do you feel when you look at your finances, or when you look at your money, however you want to word that? Okay. So confidence grows with awareness. That's why we need to be aware of what's going on in every aspect of our finances. So if you are someone who you have no idea, I invite you to download my free 5-minute financial health check, which will show you, it'll give you some numbers to list. It will give you some equations to use with those numbers. And then it will tell you, hey, with this answer, you're doing great here. You can improve here. Your next step, since you're doing this, you should now be doing this. That's the next step. Or, stop doing this. Or, it just gives you guidance. It gives you that awareness that we're talking about. So let you see, what you have going on, where you are, what's going well, what's not going well. So you're able to focus on, what you want to improve. You can set your financial goals around that, because now you have a starting point. And so I recommend you download that. Let's see if I think I have, you had the QR codes a little bit ago, but haven't used them in a while. So now I'm like, I don't know which ones. Yep. I'll say, I don't know which ones I had for that. So you can use that QR code. I'm going to leave it up there for just a second, but I definitely recommend you just download it. I'll send it to your email, and then it's 3 pages. Your finances are worth your time at doing those 3 pages. It's going to be a good start for you. It's going to help you out. And don't download it and not even don't do it. Do it, do it, do it. I promise. You'd be surprised what that awareness can do for your finances, how you'll have better guidance, how you'll know where you should be going, what you should be looking at, what you should be focusing on, and your next steps. So definitely take that. You can go to my website, enhancingyourfinances.com. And also, it's right at the top there. If you can't use the QR code, maybe you're looking from your phone, and still download it. Okay. All right. Well, you all have a great evening. Thank you for tuning in live with me. And thank you for those who will watch the replay. I appreciate you. And I hope that this is truly helping you to enhance your finances. And I will see you all next week for another topic on financial confidence, because that's what our topic is for the month. It is building confidence with our numbers. So it might not be confidence per se. I might not use that word, but that's what the focus of this month is. You too. Have a good night. Thank you so much. Thank you. All right. See you next week. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you. Thank you.